This year, my YouTube channel turns 19 years old. I created it in July 2006, which means next year will be 20, which is a pretty exciting milestone. We'll definitely have to celebrate for that time. But, over the course of this time, my content has evolved. And it's obviously, I'm most known for my daily vlogs, my daily life vlogs with my family. And something that I had heard recently in a podcast with Robert Rodriguez, he talks about how, video is his medium of choice. He's a creative person. He creates all kinds of stuff, but video and making movies is his core thing. And he records everything. He documents everything. He sets cameras up in his house and just records things, especially with his kids. He has 5 kids. And he specifically talked about this one time recently. His mom turned 75, and her 65th birthday was this amazing. She said, "I don't want to do anything for my 75th birthday because how can you top my 65th birthday?" And he said, "Yeah, well, we'll still have everybody over." Anyway, they watched the video from the 65th birthday. The whole family got together for her 75th birthday, and they watched the video that he recorded and made from her 65th. And his mom said that how special it was and magical it was because she had forgotten so much from 10 years ago. And so to rewatch it and relive it and have the same emotions. And even he bought her a car for her birthday. And in the video, you see him hand her the keys, and she doesn't know yet what it is. She doesn't know what the keys are for. And then they bring her outside. She said that when they saw that moment of him handing her the keys, she got that sense of emotion again. Like, oh my gosh, this is when you gave me the car. Like, I forgot about that. Like, this moment. And it really kind of sparked something in me. I've chosen to document my life every single day for the most part. I mean, obviously for a couple of years there, I was, a little more sparse with the vlogs, but for the most part, in the last almost 20 years, documenting my life in some shape or form, and kind of want to reflect on that and talk about my philosophy on that. I first started picking up the camera to document my movie making and behind the scenes. And I started my blog when I was writing posts, and a personal blog is kind of like what the vlog is today. It's like, I want to talk about anything and everything. There's no niche. There's no topics. It's me. It's my own personal blog. But when I found video blogs and I could talk instead of type, and I could edit video instead of edit text and paragraphs and grammar, I shift gears and went all in on video blogging. And it wasn't until I posted the update about Bryce and us knowing that we're having a boy for our second kid and seeing the response from that on the personal side, did I realize that I want to keep doing this. And just, I enjoy making videos. That's what I went to school for. It's obviously a passion of mine, but to make it more personal, it really started, it kind of touched me in a way that I hadn't never thought about before. Before it was like professionalism, creative. And then it became something personal where now the creativity merged into documenting, right? Which is now what I say. I don't create, I document. And the motivation really came from, I guess, growing up not having anything documented. My parents never owned a video camera in my entire life. The only video of me that you might find is my grandfather, who had a full-size VHS recorder that he brought to like graduations and big celebrations. And I'm sure when my grandmother passes, we'll find that box and, maybe have a movie marathon. But there's no video of me and my brothers growing up, and there's hardly any photos. I mean, there's some photos, but when you think about in the day and age we live in now, where your cell phone, you can pull out and take 100 photos a day. You looking back at my childhood, there's hardly any photos of me and my brothers, especially when we get older in our high school years. There's almost none, right? So I think maybe subconsciously not having any of that from my childhood made me want to make sure that I have adequate coverage of my kids' childhood. Also at the same time finding this love and passion for vlogs and YouTube. after hearing Robert Rodriguez talk, and even in recent years, you know, the kids are getting older. The kids are older. Like, you know, Bryce is getting ready to graduate high school. Sierra likes to go back and watch old vlogs. Bryce will from time to time as well, especially if Sierra is watching one or mentions one, he'll go back and watch them. But Sierra definitely watches a lot of the old vlogs. I mean, I hear my voice all the time in the background, and she watches the vlogs. You know, I think that our memories are faulty. I think that most people forget the majority of their daily lives, right? And maybe that's the way it's supposed to be, right? But we forget small moments. We forget subtle changes, even milestones, right? Like, you can think about someone's birthday and go, what did I do for so-and-so's birthday? Oh, we went to this bar. Oh, that's right. But can you remember what you ate? Can you remember what you drank? Can you remember what you wore? And maybe some people would argue you don't need to. What do I need to remember all that stuff? That's fine. You don't. You don't have to remember it. But if you have a photo, then you instantly are brought back. Oh yeah, I was wearing that white shirt and I spilt freaking barbecue sauce on it, and I had to walk around with barbecue stain the rest of the day. You'd forgotten about that until you saw the photo, right? Oh yeah, I got that shirt from the Dirty Heads concert that Sierra and I went to, and you know, it was her first time sitting in the grass. I don't know, whatever. Like, because you saw the T-shirt, right? It's same concept. There's certain things that I can remember, not because of memory, but because of a photo. I have a memory of a photo. I have a memory of a video, a thumbnail of a video. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's that trip that this happened on, right? Like right now I can picture a thumbnail of the kids wearing masks outside in San Diego when we went to San Diego during COVID. And we're literally wearing masks outside, which sounds silly now. But back then, you know, we were just taking all the precautions. But like I said, like, I can't remember a lot from that trip. You know, like I remember having s'mores on the beach the first night at the resort. And then we went to the Airbnb and we went to the seals, the sea lions, you know, cove. And I remember sitting outside and eating something on the park bench. We got food and took it to the park bench. But like, if I go pull a video up right now, I can remember all that. I can remember all the details, fill in the gaps. But I remember that because of the thumbnail, the photo that I took of the kids. I'm remembering that trip. You know what I'm saying? It's the photos that I remember, the thumbnails. That's what brings back memories for me. I can reflect. I can even relearn. When I watch a vlog of me, how I used to talk to the camera back then, right? When the kids were little, you talk to, you talk to little kids different than you talk to an adult, right? Like, hey buddy, how's it going? I'm not going to say that to, you know, a 30, 40-year-old. Hey buddy, how's it going? Did you have fun? You say that to your little kids, right? Well, knowing that a majority of the audience were also kids, I talk to the camera that way, right? My tone would almost be the same, right? I would talk to the camera as if I was talking to kids. You fast forward to today, I mean, I talk like I normally talk. I cuss, I swear, I talk about adult subjects, make sexual innuendos, and, you know, because my kids are adults who also talk like that from time to time. And also my audience now is more geared towards adults, right? Midlife, 20, 30, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, right? Daily moments might feel mundane, but over time they tell a story, right? And I've talked to my vlog audience a lot about what I should vlog, what I shouldn't vlog, what I should focus more on, and even recently I talked about like where should I start my vlogs, right? Should I start the vlogs every day the same way, like making a cup of coffee, sitting on the couch editing? Because I mean, I start my day every day the same, right? Monday through Friday, I wake up at 3:30, depending on where the coffee maker is situation. Like, did I already make it and ready to go? Then I just hit start, or it needs to warm up first. Hit the pre-warm up first. Sit on the couch, edit the vlog. Once the vlog's edited, I pour my first cup of coffee. While it's encoding, I come in the office and I sit on New World or YouTube and do whatever. And while the vlog is encoding, because I can't do anything with it, right? Should I start my vlog there every morning? Should I start my vlog every morning here, since I end up here most of the days? Like, should I turn the camera on here and say good morning or good day every day right here? So there's that consistency. Should I vlog all the same moments for the most part, right? Every day? Because most of our lives are very repetitious, right? If you think about your life, just zoom out for a second. Think about how Monday through Friday works for you. Most of the time, you're going to be doing the same stuff with slight variations, right? Maybe today you go to Starbucks, tomorrow you go to Dutch Bros, Wednesday you bring your own coffee from home with your own mug, right? Slight variations. Or do I change it up every day? Every day I start the vlog somewhere else, which is kind of what I do now, right? Some days it's on the couch, some days it's in the kitchen, some days it's in here, some days it's in the car, some days I'm already at work. But even that, asking myself that question, and I posed it as a question to the vlog, but it was mostly me talking it out. I realized, no, I should try to document anything and everything, even if it is repetitious, because it shows the consistency of my life at this time. And it doesn't have to be the same place every time, but it is part of my day. And I need to be more open to sharing what's on my mind at that moment, you know? You see growth, you see changes, right? You see how relationships evolve. All these things are invisible in the moment, but when you've captured that moment and you're able to go back and watch it, you pick up on things. You don't realize things that you missed, right? Because you're just going through the motions, and then you look back and go, oh, wait a minute. Is that why I did this? Is that why I did that? Why was I doing it that way? You know, a lot of people will scoff at the idea of everyone holding their phones up, trying to record video of a moment, right? Or taking photos, right? Put your phones down, live in the moment. Look at it with your eyes, not through the screen, right? Like that's like a very popular thought phrase, you know. I acknowledge that. I understand the concept behind that, the messaging, right? Be present, unplug, don't live through a screen. I get that. But my perspective is put the phone up, capture that moment, document the feeling, the vibe, the sounds, right? Explain what you hear, what you smell, what you're feeling. And you know, it doesn't have to be that deep. I mean, just hit record and record the moment. But seeing that video and hearing, because you will hear, it's recording audio as well, hearing what you're hearing will bring back those memories. Just like when you smell something, right? You smell something, you're like, oh man, that reminds me of such and such. It reminds me of so-and-so. It reminds you of that time that this happened, right? Smell is a very powerful one. Obviously, sound can be as well. When you document that moment, it doesn't take anything away from it. It can enhance it, right? Because I think, especially in this day and age with our phones and with the internet, there's so much information that's coming at us at all times. Our brains weren't designed to you know, retain all this information. And I argue that most people don't, because they have Google. I mean, I'm guilty of this. I don't remember anything because I don't have to. I can Google it at any time, right? I have a little computer in my pocket at all times. And I admit that I think it that way. I don't have to remember anything. I don't have to memorize anything. Dare I say, I don't have to learn anything, because I just have to Google it. I can pull up a YouTube video, right? I don't need to learn how to do something. I just have to watch a video. But recording has made me more aware, more grateful, more intentional, right? Like, I admit that I have done things for the sake of the vlog. I've gone to places and been involved in things because I thought it'd be a good vlog, or I want to capture this moment for the vlog. I want to share this with the vlog, right? I want to capture this moment and not miss it. Back when Tiff was vlogging, right? She had a camera, I had a camera. I was over here doing something and I was recording it. She was over here with the kids doing something and recording it. Boom, right? Now I'm seeing what I missed. especially when I traveled, right? When I'd go to conferences and or charity events, I was gone. Tiffany recorded video while I was away, and then I put that together for the vlog, right? I didn't miss anything. I got to see what they ate for dinner. I got to see the kids' sports, right? See her have a volleyball tournament. Never failed. 3-day weekends, I'd be at a conference, she'd be at a volleyball tournament. I got to see the volleyball. I got to see what uniform she wore. Like, I have all those memories that I actually didn't get to experience. I get to experience them now. So I feel like those are those moments where it's 100% worth it. And I encourage people to record and capture as much as possible, right? And you don't have to record the whole thing. That's the beauty of it. If you're there for an hour-long concert or an hour-long meetup, get-together, whatever it is, you only need a few seconds, a few minutes to get the vibe, to capture that moment. This is where we're at. This is what we're doing. This is who's here. This is what I'm wearing. This is what I'm eating or drinking. Look at this band. Listen to this music. Look at this scenery. Look at the beautiful trees I'm surrounded by. Can you hear the birds chirping? It's a beautiful day. Right? Then you put your phone down. Now you can live in the moment. Right? Something else is getting ready to happen. Pull your phone back out. Hit record. Capture that moment. Just basically what I've been doing my entire life. Just capturing moments, putting them together. It's a memory bank. In fact, there was a video we used to call, a style of video we used to call, where it was just no talking to the camera at all. You just recorded moments, memory banks, moment showing. I used to use these phrases a lot with old school vloggers, pre-YouTube. And this has had an impact on my family over time. And I check in with my kids recently. I asked the kids, any regrets? Do you look back and say, man, I wish dad didn't do this. I wish dad didn't do that. Do you feel a sense of embarrassment that your lives are on YouTube? And both kids, without even blinking, say, absolutely not. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. I love the fact that I can go back to YouTube and pull up videos from my entire life, my entire childhood. Bryce was just saying how, his last day in HOSA and sports medicine, they made these bricks. They painted the bricks. And his nickname is the guy with multiple names or many names, something like that. And I said, what does that mean? He goes, oh, well, people call me this and that and this and that because of the YouTube videos. Big Booty Bryce, Buzzer Beater Bryce, Mr. Smiley, Dr. Smiley. Those are all names and words. Bruce, right? Jack calling him Bruce when he was real super little, right? When the iPhone used to correct Bryce to Bruce every time. That's where Bruce came from. Those are all things that his friends and people know because of the vlogs, right? People used to watch the vlogs. They don't watch the vlogs now, but they remember them. And the kids are super grateful and super just like, I'm so happy. I'm so glad that we have that. I have that as a dad to look back on with my kids. They have it because, let's be honest, right? How much do we remember of our childhood? Like, I'm 43 years old. It's hard for me to remember 20 years ago, let alone 30 years ago, right? 40 years ago. Like, I have certain core memories of like just snapshots in time. I can remember I moved a lot when I was a kid. I've lived in, I don't even know how many houses. I counted them one time, but let's just call it 10. I've lived in 10 houses my entire life. And I have moments from each house. Now, the first house I don't remember, but I remember photos. I can remember photos. Second house, I have some memories in. And then from then on, I have memories in each house. More so as I get older. But imagine if I had video. Imagine if video was a thing, vlogging was a thing back when I was a kid, how much more I could remember because I could just pull up a video, right? My kids have that. It's incredible. Grandkids, one day, will be able to watch videos of their mom and dad as kids, right? Like, that didn't exist. There wasn't video like that. There wasn't home video back when my parents were kids, let alone when I was a kid, right? They'll know, future generations will know me and my kids, not just from stories, but from our own voice, from the lens, then there's the community aspect, right? Like people that have grown up watching my vlogs, right? Grown up with my kids. I get comments on the regular of people saying how I used to watch you when I was in middle school and high school, and now I'm graduating college and I'm having kids of my own, right? Like I recently got an Instagram post from YouTube creators themselves talking about my 19-year journey, my first YouTube check and everything, and there was a couple comments saying like, Clintus was my childhood, man. Like when you think about like cartoons you grew up watching or sitcoms you grew up watching, right? I was somebody's sitcom. I was someone's, comfort watch. I think there's also a lot to be said of relatability. When you see another kid lose a tooth or go through a surgery or get injured and get hurt, seeing how a family of 4 vacations and travels and deals with certain things, and there's a sense of relatability there. And we've built this community of people who know me, right? And they know my family to a certain degree. I mean, obviously I don't share 100% of my life. I don't share 100% of what we do, but enough of it and a long enough period of time so you feel comfortable with who we are. There's a sense of community and collaboration and camaraderie, family. It's not always easy, There's a sense of pressure. There's definitely a sense of fatigue. I've never thought of it as being vulnerable because I feel like it was just so natural for me to just share anything and everything. Obviously, when the channel was young and the kids were young and it was family friendly, it was easy for me to just kind of switch my brain and not swear, not cuss, not mention adult topics. Whereas now it's kind of like free flowing. I just talk about whatever. But it was always easy for me to share. I'm still to this day, I'm a sharer, right? If you ask me a question, I'm going to share. I'm going to tell you. I don't necessarily jump in the middle of a circle and start talking. If I feel like if someone's interested, someone asks me, I'm open. I'm an open book when it comes to that. But now that we're kind of come full circle, right? I've been daily vlogging now for about 1.5 years again. Vlogtober in 23. Yeah, 23. I feel like now more than ever it's worth doing. Now more than ever I feel like it's worth capturing, and it doesn't have to be daily. Again, I don't want to say you have to feel like you have to do it daily, but definitely the highlights, the big milestones. I got both kids getting ready to graduate, right? One's graduating community college with their associates. One's getting graduated high school. Both are going off to university next year. Big moments that I'm really excited to experience and to capture and to share, to record, to document. I feel like I've found more balance now, older, wiser, second tour, if you will, kind of know what I'm doing, know what to expect. Don't really have any major goals or aspirations. I don't have deadlines or timelines. Like I'm not trying to do anything. I would say at the very least, all I'm trying to do is to eventually get to that 1 million gold play button. I've got 2 silvers on the wall there, though I would like to get a new silver. The new ones are so much better than the old ones, but whatever, not a big deal. They're original, they're OGs. But I want the gold play button, right? I that's like a milestone. It's the only trophy they offer is the subscriber milestones, right? So it's like kind of want to go for it. And we're growing. We're getting there. We're picking up anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 new subs a month. So it'll get there eventually. It's a long-term goal, a decade away. I'm not concerned about it. And I'm not doing anything to promote subscriber growth either. Like I'm not specifically doing things. I'm not making videos for anyone but myself. And that's why some videos do great and some videos flop. because that's just how my life is. Some days are flops, you know? So yeah, I guess this is something I wanted to talk about. I thought this would be a great way to bring back the podcast. It's one topic that I wanted to kind of elaborate on now that I'm kind of, like I said, doing the daily vlogs again. And as I've said in the recent vlogs, I am 100% back all in on daily vlogs. I look forward to it. I enjoy the camera equipment that I'm using. The Osmo Pocket 3 is just a game changer. I love the wireless mic and the easy ability how easy it is to use and capture things. And it's not perfect, but I think that nothing's perfect. I think there's always limitations with it, no matter what equipment you use. Just this camera really works for me right now. Plus my iPhone, I use my iPhone all the time as well. But I don't know, like I feel like I'm not just recording my life. In some way, I'm honoring it. I'm honoring legacy. I feel it feels a pretty deep word, but I'm honoring my legacy. I'm recording my legacy. So I don't know. I encourage others to document their stories. You know, whether it's through video or audio or journaling or photos. You know, Robert Rodriguez talked about his journaling. He's been journaling since the beginning, basically, and he said he found some old journals and he had forgotten about something with Quentin Tarantino, something about either when they met or something that had happened in those early days when he was making Desperado and Tarantino was making Pulp Fiction, and he had forgotten about it, and he read it in his journal. It reminded him of it, and then he went and talked to Quentin about it, and he reminded Quentin of it, and they both were just like, holy shit, I completely forgot about that. But he goes, I wouldn't have remembered that. I never would have remembered that unless I had it written down in my journal. And again, this whole coming full circle, this is the reason why I'm talking about this, is because he talks about how, to him, how valuable it is that he's been journaling and recording videos for as long as he has. Because he goes, I have all of these memories that have been forgotten that I can access at any moment in time. Random access memories, you know, it's RAM. So yeah, I encourage everyone to document at some level, document your life, even if it's as simple as journaling. And maybe you don't like to write, maybe you're not a good typer. Guess what? There's video, there's audio, and maybe you don't like to look at yourself. You have to ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to lean into, right? Maybe you don't like to look at yourself, so don't do video. You don't like the sound of your voice, so don't do audio. Well, then you're defaulted to writing or typing. You could do voice dictation, and then it does heavy lifting for you, and then you just have to kind of edit, wordsmith it, clean it up a little bit. But document something a little bit every day, a little bit every week, right? It's important. I think it's important. And as someone who's been doing it for 19 years, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's time consuming because I edit, obviously. I edit and I post and all that. You don't have to do all that. You know, with technology now, there's apps and there's services that make stuff very easy, free. You know, you don't have to spend any money. That's it. I invite you to reflect on how do you preserve your memories? Are you someone who documents today but not enough? Are you someone who's thought about recording more video or taking more photos and haven't yet? I'd be curious to hear. You know, what are your current methods to preserve? I know there's some people who do scrapbooking, and that's a thing for them. They take different things from this time period and they make a scrapbook page or a whole book for the year. I've heard of that as well. And I'll leave you with this question as we wrap up this episode. What's one moment from your life that you wish you had on video? If you think back, what's a moment you wish you had captured on video so you could remember every detail? Is it a birthday? Is it a graduation? Is it a birth? A wedding? vacation. Maybe it's a last moment you shared with somebody before they passed. I'd be curious to hear everyone's life moments. But that's it. 30 minutes, not bad. I want to thank you for listening. I appreciate your time. This is being recorded both in video and audio form, so you can watch it on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Clintus or Clintus.tv. You can also listen to it anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple, Google, Spotify, and everything in between. And this is kind of the comeback of the vlog of the podcast. I've got at least 3 more topics that I've written down, and I'm just gonna start doing this. This is how I'm gonna bring back the podcast for the time being. These solo episodes is just when I hear something, pull up my phone, write it down, and then later flesh it out. Come up with I came up with an outline for this episode. I actually first time ever. No, not the first time, but first time in a very long time that I actually sat down and made an outline, had some notes, some key points I wanted to hit on. And maybe that's why it's only 30 minutes, because I wasn't rambling. I just stuck to the points. So, new vlogs are uploaded every day on YouTube, usually in the mornings. I'd say at the very least 8 a.m. Pacific, but usually earlier than that, about 6 a.m. Document my day every day right now. So if you're interested in that, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one. Hopefully next week.